I have one client that has made me over $10,000 since signing up for my HighLevel. Proof is right here inside of Stripe. You can see that this client has signed up for 2 separate HighLevel accounts or sub-accounts, one at $397 and the other at $97. That is a monthly recurring service. Total amount spent, $10,314.04 over 66 transactions, with the first being January 2024 at $422. I'll show you the exact process and timeline from A, setting up the client, acquiring them, and then what does the onboarding process look like? What does the monthly recurring services that I offer to this client look like? And then how do you keep them around for that long? You need to make sure that they are getting a return on their investment, and I'll show you exactly how to show that to the client and keep them happy every single month. Welcome to day 1 of my mini-series, 7 clients in 7 days. In today's focus, we were looking at a $10,000 client, but in future videos, we're gonna focus on another $10,000 client, an $8,350 client, a $1,775 client that I've sold multiple different packages using my software company. These are anywhere from chat widgets to lead magnets, Facebook ads, Google ads, the conversation all-in-one tool, voice AI chat, and some individual digital products. From these lessons, I want to give you all the personal experiences, both the good and the bad, so that you don't make the mistakes that I have personally made since starting my business back in 2021. I'm also giving you all the resources that I can possibly give you throughout the course of these next 7 days. So make sure that you click on the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that you can get notified of all future days in this 7-part mini-series. So let's focus in on the $10,000 client, which is actually a venue client. So it's a pretty interesting business model, and I hope that you get a lot from it. We're going to be looking at Facebook ads, a lead magnet, and the CRM. Our $10,000 client was a referral, and it didn't come the way that you'd expect. So step 1 was we actually reached out to a friend of ours and said, hey, I can build you a website. That's all we said. I'll build you a free website. We built the website and they took it. They ran with it. We didn't hear from them for a little while. About 2 or 3 months later, they reach out and say, hey, would you happen to do additional website development or builds or strategy? And we asked a few more questions, like what are the issues that your friend or whoever you're referencing are dealing with? And they said they have a business, they have a venue, they just launched a new website, they need to be able to capture the leads on the website, and they want more clientele. So I said, sure, let's book a call. I'll get on a call with the person that you're referring to us, and we'll have a conversation. When on the call, got to know their business, and they have a venue and a couple other businesses inside of that venue location. And this is how I describe it during the client acquisition process. Say, this is your business, a leaky bucket, and water's being poured in the top, at least to some degree. If you have a lot of leads, it's a lot of water flow, like a hose or a fire hydrant being poured into the bucket. But here's the problem. Oftentimes, businesses have holes in their buckets. That means leads are coming to their business, but never being captured. And they're missing a lot of opportunities and leaving it on the table, and actually it's flowing down off the table onto the floor and being soaked into the ground or the concrete. After having the conversation with this new lead or the referral, we went back to the drawing board and looked at a couple of the tools that we had available. For this client, they already had a website that was pretty much ready to launch. So we decided, let's put a lead magnet on the website. I'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute. Then a chat widget, and they needed more leads. For their industry, Facebook ads were perfect because it's a very visual business. You want to be able to see what the venue looks like before you book it. So that's what we did. We got some pictures of the venue. We called out the specific clientele in the area in that Facebook ad copy, and we chose one asset and we launched it. We let Facebook do the work. Then we did a lookbook. So this is a pop-up form that has, when people fill out the first and last name and email, it sends them an email where they can download the lookbook of the venue. Last but not least, we implemented a chat widget. The chat widget captures additional people that may not be interested in calling or submitting a contact us form. They want to just chat with someone very quickly. So you can do a live chat, You could do just a regular submit form as well that follows up with email. Those ended up resulting in a 20 times or 20x increase in the lead volume. Now, I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit, but we presented those 3 options to the client on the table. We said, here are the 3 options. We know that your clientele is an average ticket price of $3,000 to $7,000. We're going to charge $397 a month. It was a no-brainer offer for them. The increase in the leads more than paid for the services. And so even though they have paid $10,000 plus over the course of working with us, on the back end, they have been able to make an additional $70,000. So what are the lessons to take from the $10,000 client in client acquisition? 1, understand the tool. 2, understand the value that the solution that the tool solves plays in your particular client's business. Step number 3 is to know that referrals are everything. And you won't get a referral if you don't do a good job. So even if you have a very low offer upfront, a very low pricing for your initial clients, they can turn out to be some incredible long-term investments. When we get to the day talking about my client that has paid us $83.50 to date, you actually learn that this has resulted in over $30,000 to date from that client. Referrals. So make sure that with everyone that you serve, you do an excellent job. Even if it's small, even if it doesn't seem like it's worth it, even if you see others around you charging an arm and a leg for the service and you think, man, they're charging $1,000 for chat widgets and I'm over here charging $50. That's okay. Sometimes you never know what opportunities may wait for you whenever you do an excellent job and make sure that people are seen in the process. Okay, so that's client acquisition for our $10,000 client. Let's move to onboarding steps 1 through 5. For my $10,000 client, I broke down the onboarding process to 5 simple steps. After having over 100 different calls with new business startups inside of my community, I've seen that most new business owners trying to start a high-level agency get hung up on steps 1 and 2, but they shouldn't. They need to push past steps 1 and 2 and get to steps 3 and 4, which are the most important steps of this whole onboarding process. So make sure that you don't get hung up on steps 1 and 2. Choose a path and go all in. I'm going to try to simplify it for you. So step 1, which is collecting payment, is as simple as possible. A lot of people get hung up, getting scared of asking someone to pay them. But in reality, if you're starting a business, that is what you have to do. The business will not exist. It'll just be a hobby. It'll just be a pastime. It'll just be you chasing shiny object syndrome right and left, getting excited about what you want to build versus actually building it. You can't build a business without capital. You can't support your life without capital. You need to be able to collect payment and get over that hump quickly. Most important advice that I can give you, build the payment link. So I'm going to show you how to do it and just send it. After you having sent it a few times to a couple of different people and they may have said no, which is fine. You're going to hear that a lot. You'll get over the fear factor. So step 1 of onboarding is collecting payment. What we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to build this, a payment link page, which will enable you to send this URL to your prospective client, lead at this point, and they can fill in their information. And as soon as they fill in this information, a new sub-account will be created. They will receive login information. You will receive payment confirmation. Their card will be charged, and it'll all be processed on the back end through a software called Stripe. Step 1 easily transitions into step 2 if you have it set up correctly. And if not, it'll create a ton of headaches. Our end goal is to have this. This is a client sub-account inside of your HighLevel agency that you can see the total number of active contacts, phone calls, form submissions. And we want the wallet billing balance to be set up. We will cover that here in a minute. Once you have your HighLevel account set up, your agency account, you'll click on Settings in the bottom left-hand corner. You will then click on Stripe on the left-hand side, and you'll go through the setup process of connecting your Stripe account. Now, Stripe will take a few minutes to set up. You will have to put in some of your business details. I highly suggest you have a bank account set up and that you have the legal backend of your account set up. Once you have your Stripe integration, click on the Go Back button. On the SaaS configurator page, you're going to see a couple different plans. But what we want to do is click on Configure, and you're going to add a new plan. So click on Add New, find the source sub-account, and you're going to select your agency sub-account. Here's how this breaks down. You're going to have one sub-account underneath your HighLevel account that is treated as your agency. This is where you manage all of your business. After connecting the new source, this will show up as a sub-account underneath here. You can then add products to that sub-account. And the way that you can do that is twofold. You can click on Plans and Pricing, you can click on Add New, and then you can search the location that you want to create the SaaS plan from the Choose location. Instead, let's go directly to the agency sub-account by clicking on your drop-down in the upper left-hand corner. So once inside the products page in your agency sub-account, click on Create Product, click on Use as SaaS Product, enter in a name, and scroll down to the SaaS section. This is where we get to create our package. The package is going to include a category, usage limits, features, complimentary credits, and rebilling fees. Let's go over categories. For category, I'm just going to add a new category. This is going to be new clients. And then we're going to go and select that new clients category. Then we'll go to usage limits. Underneath the usage limits, I like to open that up, keep it as an advantage to you so that you can tell your new clients there is not a limit on the number of contacts or on the users inside of their accounts. Underneath the features section, you get to choose your plan that you are selling to the client. So go through and select each one of the tools that you're going to sell. And underneath price, you can adjust the price for this package, both for monthly and yearly. You can scroll back up and go to complimentary credits. You can add some new credits to the account so that whenever they join, they automatically get this. Next, you can go to rebilling. This is how usage fees work. When one of your clients makes a phone call through your software system, they are charged on a per minute basis. You can show those rates here. But I may want to charge a little bit more so I can make a profit. If you click this button, Show Rates, I can see that there's a charge of 0.014 cents per minute. The charge to the customer would be 0.0182 per minute. So if your customer makes 550 calls, the profit would be 0.042 per minute. If I adjust it up to a 2-time multiple, I can show the rate and see that it's jumped up to 0.014 per minute. I would highly suggest you do at least a 1.2 and make sure that you stay competitive. You don't want to overcharge your clients because if they see that their charges are way astronomical in comparison to competition, then they may not want to stick with you. So make sure that you do your research on the usage and rebilling. But you can rebill for tons of different tools inside of your platform. These are all areas to make additional profit for each one of the clients that you're serving. Once you are happy with all the settings for your account, click on Save. That is then going to create a SaaS plan. Click on Payment Links and click on Create New Payment Link, and then click on Product. Underneath the product, you can find the new plan that you've just created. And that's it. You now have a payment link that you can share with customers. Click on Save. Click on Preview or Copy and Send. When you copy and send, this will generate a link, and you can either copy the link or you can send it to a contact. And this will be the payment page that they use to sign up for your new service, monthly or yearly. And now you can move to account creation. Step 2, account setup, is super simple as long as step 1 has been followed to the T. If you've sent out the payment link page and your new lead has become a client, i.e. they have paid you money, you will then receive this email. This email will tell you that a new client has been added to the account. Your new client will also receive an email that says, here is your login information in order to access your account. They can then click on the URL, use the login page in order to create a new password, and then they will have access to their sub-account. You can double check that their account has been created by going to your sub-account section inside of your agency settings and click on search by sub-account. As long as you see their name or their company name there, they now have an account. You can then click on switch to a sub-account and make sure that everything gets set up. So at this point, our $10,000 client has their account set up. And this is what you're looking at right here. Total clients, contacts, Facebook leads generated, also the lead magnets are over here on the left-hand side. Let me show you some of the tools that we have set up, and then we'll jump into client training. So this is one of the lead magnets that we have set up for the website. All we did is go into the form section of the HighLevel tools, and then we built this page out, added a follow-up automation that sends the people that fill out this form the lead magnet, and then we can click on integrate, and then add this as an inline, and then copy and embed the code. We took that code and put it onto their website. I wasn't kidding that during the client acquisition process, I told you that it doesn't have to be fancy. A lot of the things that make a lot of money for clients are really, really stupid simple. In our case, we have a form submitted or an email event that then triggers an email, adds a tag, waits a minute, and sends an SMS. The email gives the user that just filled out the form, that pop-up lead magnet, gives them access to the lead magnet. We wait a minute. We then send an automated SMS that just tells the user that filled out that lead magnet form on the website, hey, I just sent you an email that has a lead magnet in it. And that's it. This automation alone has made our $10,000 client tens of thousands of dollars. Again, you don't have to be fancy. It just has to work really, really well. Every single time with rain or shine without having to touch it. This is step number 3 of the onboarding process. If you click on the GoHighLevel Jumpstart community, there's a learning section that says unbranded videos. When you click into the unbranded videos and you go to onboarding videos, these are the exact videos that I send to my new clients. And I tell them, watch these videos, and I only give them the videos that they need or the tools that I've given them access to. For example, if you are giving them the social planner tool, only give them the video on the social planner. You don't need to overwhelm them. You can click into each one of these videos, and then you can download the video. This is via just a Google Drive link. Download them and add them to a funnel page, add them to a private course, and this will allow you to train your clients on how to use each one of these tools. I don't want you to waste a lot of time doing the onboarding training section of how to use the tools so that you can focus on the actual strategy and the relationship. If you want the full package, the easiest way to do this is to click on sell this course as your own. And then you can click this button right here, and this will download this entire course into your HighLevel account that you can use as your own. That will give you what took me about 800 hours to put together, and you can use it as your own course to onboard and train new clients. Those videos are useful, but don't stop there. Client training is a part of the process that a lot of people will skip out on. Client training is in reality client relationship building. You have to have it back and forth. You have to communicate early and often. You need to make sure you get on plenty of calls, that your client feels comfortable and confident in using the platform to support their business. For this $10,000 client, I did an onboarding and training for the first 3 months. And since the onboarding process of those first 3 months with a lot of hands-on and training, the client has been very comfortable with the platform, has done a lot of adoption where their entire team uses it and relies on the platform in order to operate and run their business. Now it's become a lot more passive. I only spend about an hour a month doing any sort of work towards this client, and the payments continue. You have to do client training and build client relationships so they trust you. And whenever they do call out for support, be there. If it's a year or 2 years, 3 years down the road, be as responsive as you were in those first 2-3 weeks and months of the client onboarding process. Now we are to step number 4. I told you steps 3 and 4 are the hard hitters and what a lot of people do not make it to. So congratulations, you've made it this far. Now make sure that step number 4, you spend a lot of time on, and you only have to do it once. Testing. A/B test, A/B test, A/B test. Test everything that you build out. Don't just build it and launch. You need to test it, stress test it. Build the automations, test the automations. Send emails to yourself, send text messages to yourself. Make sure that the client is going to have a seamless experience. And when something fails, because in reality, we are human and there's going to be mistakes, just own up to it. Just tell them, hey, I built this out. Something went wrong here. I got it fixed. And if they were the ones that had to tell you that, hey, something was broken and you had to go and fix it, just own up to it. It's like, thanks for letting me know. I appreciate it. I fixed it. There was one time where I made a mistake with this $10,000 client and I had to issue a refund. I issued a $397 refund, but I owned up to the mistake. And that was over a year ago that the mistake was made. And since then, they've enjoyed every step of the process. Step 5 of the onboarding process, which may or may not be actually onboarding, is actually launching. The launch process needs to be a face-to-face if possible, or on Zoom call, or just over the phone. It can be as simple as saying, hey, your account is live, we've launched the ads, or hey, your automations are launched, or hey, you've got access to everything inside your CRM, everything inside your website's live, your domain's connected, you're live. Just let them know. I see it too many times in the community and from businesses that I've interacted with where they build something out and then they forget to tell them. They forget to tell their client. And it's like, you're so close. You're almost at the finish line. You need to just tell them everything is live. And I would highly suggest getting on a quick call. It's like 5-15 minutes and say, hey, here's a Facebook ad. It's running. Here's a CRM. Make sure you have access to it. Good? Cool. That's it. Do a quick check. Trust me, it'll pay off dividends and returns because now your client knows that they've got access to everything. Record the call. That way you have proof of the launch. And that means we can move to your actual solution set. What does this $10,000 client of mine actually get? And how is it making them money? The way that I'm going to present the solution set for this $10,000 client is actually looking at the tools we implemented and the ROI that it gave the client. And the way I'm able to determine this is because of the HighLevel dashboard, I can actually see how many leads are generated. I know through conversation with this client what the actual customer lifetime value is. And I know roughly what their close rates are. So I can really determine pretty precisely what their revenue is or what their profit is going to be off of this system that we've implemented. So right off the bat, I'll let you know that the customer lifetime value here is between $5,000 and $7,500. And those are just big packages for venues. The next thing we want to look at is over here with the cost per lead with the Facebook ads that we were running. We're doing a lead form. On average, we were getting about 3.6 new leads per week, 14.4 per month, and 187 per year. Now, this is a small time period in which this venue actually gets a ton of their leads. So what we ended up doing is only running it for a certain amount of time at a $15 to $20 a day ad spend, letting Facebook do a lot of the targeting. And they were hitting like 15 to 1 month. They did like 35 leads a week. So it's really heavy on a few months, and then the rest, it's very seasonal. So the total spend here was just $607 on the Facebook ads for this campaign. That's solution set number one is Facebook lead form ads, which generated 187 Facebook leads for this client. And that's, again, being run through the ad manager inside of HighLevel. Next is a missed call text back, 2 additional re-engaged clients per week. And this is almost a no cost. I mean, the texts are what, 0.00002 cents or something like that, or maybe it's right here or something like that. So that is super inexpensive for the client to actually implement a missed call text back, and that's just a simple automation on the back end. But what this saves them is a lot of people call businesses, but the business actually doesn't get back to them quick enough. And so we have an automated system that this right here, this is all automated. And what we did is we packaged that into that monthly cost. And if you look back to the actual onboarding steps and you go and look at the individual tools that we enabled with the SaaS plan configurator, the missed call text back is one of those tools that we can turn on. Okay, the next one is the lead magnets. So this is a big one. Lead magnets, again, almost zero cost. All we have to do is put the embed code on the website, and this 1.9 leads per week from the lead magnet. From that lead magnet right here, the lookbook, 107 leads generated. And then we also have additional 0.6 from the chat widget. So these things can be, what is 107 new leads worth to this client? Well, these are $5,000 to $7,500 customer lifetime value. Let's say you have 107 leads that come in, and you're able to get in contact with probably 50% of those, 53 leads. And then off of that, you should be able to do something like maybe 10% of those you might be able to close. So even like 5.3 or 5. And even if they only got the $5,000 package, that's an additional $26,500 for this client that they wouldn't have had. And that's only off of this lead magnet right here. So the next thing is the customer relationship management. And this is just a CRM to be able to manage and communicate with clients. So underneath this, we're going to have SMS, we're going to have email, we're going to have Insta, Facebook, and we're going to have Google Business Profile. We're also going to be able to manage all the Facebook ads, all these kind of inside of the HighLevel system. This is saving them time. So a lot of the other ones are generating directly leads. This is more of a time saver. And so if they want to quantify what this is worth, that's really what it comes down to. So when we actually determine this across the board, we're probably sitting at $134,000. And I'm just saying this is probably 10% of all the new leads that we were able to generate for this $10,000 client. They're able to get in contact and then close. That's 10% of all leads. That's missed call text back, lead magnet, chat widget, Facebook ads. And that's at the $5,000 package. That's averaging on the lowest possible end. So 134,000, I know for sure that they were at least that. So that's the solution set. That is what makes it worth it to a $10,000 client to spend $397 or $400 every single month, plus the additional rebilling charges that we have. So they're maybe sitting at $420 at most, $420 a month. They're spending an extra, a little bit over $5,000 a year in order to make this $134,000. That's what makes it worth it to them. Sure, they're going to spend $10,000 from January 2024 to date, but it's worth it. So if you can sit down with new leads and show them this, as soon as you have this case study of what you are able to pull off for your clients, you have a no-brainer offer. And that's what puts us into part 5 of this series, which is a no-brainer offer really comes down to these results here. You need to be able to have results from past clients that you can then show future clients of, I am who I say I am. I can do what I say I can do. And here are the results. Here's the case studies. Packaging case studies and getting client referrals and testimonials, that is what packages a no-brainer offer. Speaking of a no-brainer offer, if you would like access to the unbranded videos, these are white label training videos. There's a link down below. Go HighLevel Jumpstart Community, get them. You do not have to be my affiliate to get access to this. Unlike several other offers, high-level offers that are out there, I don't gatekeep courses. I don't gatekeep community access. You don't have to be my affiliate in order to get access to any of those resources. If you want pages of websites that I have, just message me in the community. I will try to make it work. I'll try to get it to you. It may not be immediately, but I'll try to get it to you. The only thing that I can offer to you as an affiliate is one-on-one support, calls. If you are setting up a SaaS account, then I will help get your SaaS configurator all set up. Make sure you can process payments, make sure you got a payment form all set up, and make sure accounts get set up automatically. Take you from step A to step basically C and D of your high-level journey. Use this video as a case study. Jump into the HighLevel Jumpstart community and you can see testimonials from people who have, I have actually walked through helping them get their account set up. Use that as the proof that I am who I say I am and I can do what I promised to do for you, which is to help support you to get your $10,000 client, just like I have been able to do, and many, many more. Sitting at 37 sub-accounts, and I'm super happy. I don't need a ton of extra ones. So if you want to get there where you can be happy with the number of sub-accounts that you have, clients that you're supporting, MRR, monthly recurring revenue, passive, it's not passive, but if you want to get there, then go ahead and sign up with the 30-day free trial down below, or 14-day, or sign up immediately, do it annual, whatever you'd like to do. And if you'd like to upgrade and use my link, you can do that as well. So step 5 is probably the shortest of this. It's 100% the shortest of all of this video for the $10,000 lead. But no-brainer comes down to case studies and proof. Now, I did not have proof when I got this client. The only proof that I had for this client is that I could build a website, that I could put the chat widget on and build a lead magnet. The additional spends for the Facebook and stuff, they definitely trusted me on that. But now that I have this case study, I've been able to use it to sell many other clients. At this point, we're sitting at 37 clients underneath the SaaS agency. And I want to show you in the future videos, in the 7 clients in 7 days, some additional types of clients and the packages that we have sold to them and the return on investment that we can show. One of them definitely did not breed a profit whatsoever. We actually lost a ton of money. So I want to be very real with you on that. I appreciate you following along to the end of this video. There is a 30-day free trial to HighLevel down below. If you want to sign up and be my affiliate, if you want to upgrade, then you can use the link down below. I will see you in the next video.